Hello and welcome to Somerville Highlander Baseball on Somerville Ed TV. I'm Todd Harmon, and today the Highlanders take on the Mustangs from Medford as the Mustangs come in co-leaders in the GBL with Malden. They have a 5-1 record in the GBL, 5-4 overall. They handed Malden their first loss last week, dropping Malden to 7-1 overall in the GBL. So, Medford, Malden, those are the next two opponents for the Highlanders here at Trump Field as they go up against the Mustangs today. 5-1 in the GBL are the Mustangs. Highlanders sitting down low in the GBL at 2-4, looking to defend their GBL championship of last year. 2-6 overall are the Highlanders. A very young team, lost 8 players in the offseason, basically an entire starting lineup, and we will see some of the youth on the mound today for the Highlanders as Spear is on the mound, a young freshman for the Highlanders, going up against a veteran junior and senior laden Medford Mustangs lineup. As we will get underway here in a moment from Trump Field, Graham Ross, the lone senior on the lineup for the Highlanders, out at the pitcher's mound giving Spear his last pieces of advice before he gets underway here against David Crohan. It's Crohan, John Wright, and Travers Moody for the Mustangs leading off here against Spear. Spear came into the game against Revere, took the loss in that gut-wrenching loss against Revere as his first pitch, a breaker, swung on and fouled back into the screen by Crohan. Spear came on in relief of Preston Ardolino, I should say. So Ardolino had a tremendous game against the Patriots, striking out 12, going 5 innings, or going 6 innings, I should say. But Spear unable to lock it down as that one catches the outside against Crohan. 0-2 is where we stand to the Mustangs leadoff man. Good opportunity for the young freshman Spear to get out on the mound again after that situation against the Patriots, taking that loss in relief. Curveball. It's going to be line foul down the first baseline. Highlander first baseman Caleb Seeley coming over. Count remains no balls, 2 strikes. Medford, a very veteran team, sophomores and, or I should say juniors and seniors throughout this lineup. They have been a squad that's been together for a while. As that curveball stays outside for ball 1, 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Crohan. Crohan, one of those veterans on the team, a junior behind the plate for the Mustangs. Timeout taken by Crohan there. This Mustangs team hasn't been to the playoffs in quite a few years. Highlanders, of course, 3 straight years in the playoffs. This year could be very dangerous. They need to get together some wins here this week against Medford and Malden, coming off a win against Chelsea. Curveball just outside. Ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Crohan. Highlanders with that 2-6 record overall, 10 wins, the magic number. Medford halfway there as they're 5-4. As they look to get back to the playoffs for the first time in quite a while. That one's inside, ball 3. So Spear, the young freshman, started off with 2 strikes. 3 straight balls, has it a full count now to Crohan. Spear, a lanky young freshman out there on the mound as he tunes up the fastball, leaves it up high for the walk. So Crohan on first. If you recall the Revere game,
15, John Wright.
Spear struggled a little bit with his control in that game, had 2 outs, and the number 9 batter up and ended up walking him. That came around to be the tying run to send that game into extras. Revere ended up winning it in the extra frame. Crohan away from first. And that one, curveball, did not curve. John Wright hit in the back with it. So the freshman Spear in trouble already. Is Graham Ross going to go out and have a little talk with him? Mustangs runners on first and second, brings up Travers Moody. Moody, the pitcher today for the Mustangs. He has served as their ace this year, no doubt about it, as he pitched fantastically against Malden to hand them their first GBL loss. He had 12 strikeouts in a complete game against Malden. Also had a shutout against Revere earlier in the season where he went 6 innings. Spear lines, delivers the fastball up high over the head of Ross, and Crohan in safely on the wild pitch at third, as is Wright at second. So the Mustangs 2 runners in scoring position, nobody out here. Top half of the first inning is Spear battling with his control out on the mound. Moody looked at ball 1. Head coach Matt O'Donnell out on the mound to see his young freshman. As O'Donnell has talked about throughout this season, this team has been really close. They've needed just 1 or 2 hits in each game to kind of break through. Of their 6 losses, 3 of those have come by 1 run. Runners on second and third. 1 ball, no strike. Now the count to Moody. The fastball stays up high. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Travers Moody. Justin Marino waits on deck for the Mustangs. 2-0 delivery, fastball up high and inside. Ball 3. Spear with good velocity on his fastball, fighting right now, it looks like, with his release point, as he's not coming full on his follow through and leaving that fastball up high. 3 balls, no strikes. Now the count, nobody out. Runners on second and third. Curveball will get in there for strike 1 as Moody was taking all the way. Spear more comfortable with his curveball control, but as noted, has really nice velocity. Has kind of a funky arm angle, a 3/4 arm angle, and that lankiness really can throw off the timing of a batter. That was going to be outside. Ball 4. Bases are now loaded for Justin Marino coming to the plate. It's Justin Marino, tremendous player, cross sports, baseball as well as football. Recall him in the Tufts Classic against the Highlanders, just decimating them in the second half in football. That one's inside for ball 1 to Marino. Spear continuing to struggle with that control. Nobody out, bases filled with Mustangs, top of the first inning. Fastball stays up high, ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes, now the count to Justin Marino. It's Marino batting .417 on the season. 6 RBIs, looking to add to that total with the bases filled with Mustangs. .2-0 delivery from Spear is in there. Curveball right at the knees to Marino. 4 strike 1, 2 balls and a strike. Now the count to Marino. Two-one delivery. Curveball grounded to short. Artolino will field it, tossed to second. Fusco tries to make the turn, but Marino's able to beat it. Run comes across to score, and the Mustangs lead 1-0. As Moody out at second base on the fielder's choice. Good job by Marino getting down the line.
Pucci.
That'll bring up Rocco Pucci, the DH, for the Mustangs, as they lead 1-0 now in the top of the first. One away as Spear gets his first out. Runner is away from first as Marino easily will beat the throw as Ardolino comes in to cut it off. So Marino with the stolen base. Runners on second and third once again, one away here, top half of the first inning, as the Mustangs have already gotten one across to take the 1-0 lead. That is a ball to Pucci. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Rocco Pucci. Spear will kick, deliver. Fastball stays up high. Ball 3 to Pucci. Spear still continuing to battle with that fastball control. That one right across the plate. Pucci taking all the way. 3 balls and a strike. Now the count to Rocco Pucci. That one's in there with the fastball. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. You see the good velocity there by Spear. So he struggled with his control, walking 2 and hitting a batter here in the first inning. That one popped back into the screen as Hugh seems to have worked out that release point in terms of his fastball. His last 2 fastballs have been very, very nice. Mustangs threatening, runners on second and third. They have one across here in the top of the first. Huge game on a huge week for the Highlanders as they beat Chelsea on Monday. A win today against Medford and a game tomorrow against Malden would really set them up. However, payoff pitch loses Pucci. So fastball stayed high and inside. That'll bring up Jaden Burns, the third baseman. Bases filled once again with Mustangs. Burns comes in from the left-hand side of the plate. Batting .286 this season, pops that one up, back over the backstop for strike 1.
Third baseman, number 3, Jaden Burns.
Highlanders trailing 1-0, just underway here from Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV as the Mustangs have loaded the bases. 1 out. Delivery here, up high once again. 1 ball, 1 strike now from Spear to Burns. Swung on and missed by Burns. So he swung through that curveball. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Jaden Burns. Curveball down towards first base. Tough play for Seeley. As he got caught between the hops there, Caleb couldn't quite come up with it, Everybody's going to be safe, and the Mustangs have the 2-0 lead.
Number 2, Mike Piccolo.
As Mike Piccolo comes up, one of the tri-captains on this team. Bases still loaded, only one away here. Top of the first, 2 runners across for the Mustangs. That's a hot shot right past the drawn-in infield as Fusco couldn't come up with it. Runners are going to be held after 1 base, though. Nice play out in right as Pete Cutro got that in quickly. But the Mustangs keep the merry-go-round going on. They score another run, 3-0 now the Mustang lead, and Alex Gazzola will come to the plate. As O'Donnell is going to pull the trigger on a pitching change here. Bringing in Tommy Griffin.
Now pitching for
Spear
number 10, Tommy Griffin.
will head out into left field. Tommy Griffin coming in from center, and Lucas Oliver will move into center field. Spear will be in left, and Griffin will come on. He will warm up here while Tommy's warming up on the mound. We're going to keep it right here, talk really quickly. First and foremost, I want to thank everybody out there who has mashed those buttons over the years. We have done it. We are at 3,000 subscribers. I am so happy. Thank you so much. Really, really do appreciate it out there. Now that we're at 3,000, let's bring that number up. We got to bring that number up. Let's go for 3,500. We're going to go for 3,500. We're not going to worry about that until the fall, though. We're going to sit on the 3K right now. Thank you so incredibly much. And of course, as subscribers, you are very well aware of what we have for you here at Somerville Ed TV, as we have great spring action here, Highlander sports action here on the diamond. We have it from baseball as well as softball over on the turf field of Dilboy. We have boys lacrosse, the girls lacrosse team as well, defending their GBL championship from the past 2 years. And in addition to that, of course, we've got indoor sports here in the spring. The volleyball team doing tremendously, as well as they are in a 3-way tie for the GBL lead. They have a big game looming in May against a top 10 ranked Cambridge squad as well. So keep it right here on Somerville Ed TV. Mash those buttons, wake the neighbors, call the kids, and let them know they need to be button mashing as well. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you so very much as we are getting back to action here at Trum Field. Tommy Griffin on the mound for the Highlanders. Griffin came in and pitched yesterday against Chelsea, did very well. So we will see what Griffin can do as he comes on in relief. 3 runs across, 1 away. Bases filled with Mustangs as Alex Gazzola steps to the plate. First pitch from Griffin in there for called strike 1 on the outside. Tommy, traditional fastball, curveball man. Good velocity on the fastball. There's a little curve he likes to throw as Ardolino charging on it. Great play by Preston Ardolino at short as he played the short hop, fired it home, and was able to get Pucci with the force. Gazzola at first on the fielder's choice. Bases remain loaded, but 2 away here. The Highlanders looking to hold the Mustangs to 3. They'll bring up Mateo Giambuso, the number 9 hitter, as that's in there for called strike 1 on the inside to Giambuso. Tremendous play there by Preston Ardolino at shortstop, charging in. Infield was drawn in, attacked that ball very aggressively. This one popped. Ardolino, Fusco coming in, and it's Fusco making the sliding catch there, I should say, right in front of second base. Tremendous play there by Sean Fusco. Great job by the middle of the infield to hold down the damage done by the Mustangs as they put 3 across in the top of the first. We'll be back for the bottom of the first here on Somerville Ed TV. back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV. As the Highlanders coming up to bat in the bottom half of the first inning. Medford leading this one 3-0 as they got 3 runs across in the first on the young freshman Hugh Spear as he gave way to Tommy Griffin. Closing the book on Hugh, he went 1/3 of an inning, allowing 3 runs, all earned, 3 walks, and 1 hit batsman. And now the Highlanders have to deal with the Mustang ace, Travers Moody, as he is making his 4th appearance of the season. 2 victories as he shut out the Patriots, taking down Revere in 6 innings. He struck out 9 in that game, struck out 12 against Malden in a 7-3 victory. As that ball left up high on the fastball to Sean Fusco. Fusco has really come alive recently for the Highlanders, been brought back up to lead-off position in the batting order as Fusco pops this one out into left field, or actually second shortstop, I should say, as Marino's going to settle underneath that one right into the grass and make the catch. 1 away here in the bottom half of the first inning. That'll bring up Preston Ardolino.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 16, Preston Ardolino.
Highlanders with work to do here, trailing 3-0. Ardolino settles in against Moody. Fastball from Moody outside, ball 1. Moody with an earned run average of .55 on the season, only 1 earned run allowed. That was against Malden. That one stays up high, ball 2 to Ardolino. Good eye by Preston. Moody came on yesterday to get the save against Lynn English, a 6-8 victory. Zach curveball in there, called strike 1, catching that inside. 2 balls and a strike now to Ardolino. Offering from Moody. Chopper up the middle. Backhanded, attempted by Sanchez. Gets it over to first, too late. As Jaron Sanchez tried to make the backhand play, wasn't able to cleanly field it. Give Ardolino a hit on that one, definitely. That'll bring up Colin Bourne as the Highlanders have something going here. With Ardolino at first, Colin Bourne comes to the plate. Highlanders with walk-up music today as Ardolino back barely. As Moody fired it over. Snap throw over to first from Travers Moody. Highlanders love to be active. Ardolino with a good lead. Out to the cutoff. As that's right over my head, lined over towards the bleachers. Foul ball, though, for Bourne. No balls and a strike now to Colin Bourne. One away here, bottom of the first. Highlanders down by 3 as the Mustangs got 3 across in the top half of the first. Ardolino, a nice lead to the cutoff. Moody saw it, fired it over. Tag applied, close one, but Ardolino back in time. These teams know each other extremely well, Coach Oz and Coach O'Donnell. Known each other for years. That one popped out towards Broadway. 2 strikes now on Bourne. Moody will check Ardolino. 0-2 delivery, it's a chopper. As Marino backhands it, fires across the diamond. He's able to get Bourne. Nice play there by Justin Marino at short. As Ardolino was off with the pitch, he's able to get into second safely.
The catcher, Number 27.
That'll bring up Graham Ross, the lone senior on this team. Ross, the veteran catcher. Settles in, has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs as Ardolino stands at second. Travers' first offering is up high with the fastball. 1 ball, no strikes now to Graham Ross. That one's a chopper, left-hand side. It's going to get past the diving attempt by Jaden Burns, and Ardolino will come in to score on the RBI single by Graham Ross. So the Highlanders cut into that 3-run lead, 3-1. Now the score is Ross is able to plate Ardolino from second. That'll bring up Tommy Griffin as Griffin came in relief. Was able to get the final 2 outs of the inning in the top half of this inning. Ross back to first in time. Not quite as aggressive of a lead. That pitch left up high by Moody. 1 ball, no strikes, now the count. Highlanders a little 2-out thunder, get themselves a run, cut it to a 3-1 Mustang lead here in the first. That fastball catches the outside for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Tommy Griffin. Ross leads away. Moody will fire it back. Graham's back in plenty of time. One and one. Griffin fires it out into right field. Jumping to make the catch, though, is Alex Gazzola, as he broke in on that ball and was able to adjust and make the catch. But the Highlanders get 1 on the board. They trail by 2 as we move to the top half of the second inning from Trum here on Somerville Ed TV.
The catcher, number 13, Dave Brown.
Back here on Somerville Ed TV. Top half of the second inning is top of the Medford order will be up. Dave Crowan leading off against Tommy Griffin. Griffin was brought in relief of Hugh Spear. Got the last 2 outs of the top of the first, holding the Mustangs to only 3 runs in that inning. As Crowan would walk to lead off the game, watches strike 1 here in the second. Crowan came around to score on a fielder's choice. He scored the first of the Mustangs' runs in the first inning. Curveball from Griffin down low. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Crowan. Curveball again down low from Griffin. Same location. Ball 2, 2 balls and a strike now to Crowan. Highlanders showed some great defense to get out of that inning, as that's a nubbed ball. Fusco couldn't get it with the backhand, fired by Ardolino over to first, but Crowan able to beat the throw. As Fusco had to deal with a funky spin as it came down, got underneath his glove on the backhand. Ardolino, ranging behind him, was able to make the play, but did not get it to first in time, so Crowan stands there with the infield single. That'll bring up John Wright. He was hit by a pitch and came around to score in the first. As Griffin checks the runner at first. This is a ground ball. Fusco ranging over, fires it to short. Ardolino looking to make the turn. Gets by Seeley, though, on the 1 hop. Wright will be safe on the fielder's choice. Highlanders get the lead runner, Crowan. Center of the infield for the Highlanders, doing a lot of work. Ardolino had a tremendous play to get the runner at home in a bases loaded situation to get the second out of the first. Fusco closed out that inning with a nice play as well. Moody looks at ball one. 1-0 count now to Moody. That one catches the outside for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Moody. Moody walked. It was out at second on the fielder's choice by Marino. Runner at first is John Wright. It's a curveball. Hangs up there a little bit. Out into right field. Coutreau settles, makes the catch. That'll bring up Justin Marino. As Marino
Now batting, the shortstop, number 10.
plated the first run of the game on a bases loaded ground ball, fielder's choice. 2 away now. Runner at first is Wright. Pitch from Griffin, low and outside for ball one. Highlanders did a nice job limiting the damage in the first inning, allowing only those 3 runs, as Medford had the bases loaded with nobody out in that inning. It's a hot shot out into left field, but ranging back is Ardolino as he shows his range to get out into the left field grass and make that play. Another tremendous defensive play by Preston Ardolino at the shortstop position. That'll do it for the Mustangs. They come up empty in the top of the second. Highlanders got some work to do, trailing by 2. We move to the bottom of the second on Somerville Ed TV. Back here at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV, bottom half of the second inning, as the Highlanders will have numbers 6, 7, and 8. Kyle Antonelli, Caleb Seeley, and Pete Coutreau going after Travers Moody. So Highlanders able to get one across on a Graham Ross RBI single in the bottom of the first. They trail 3-1 as Antonelli swings and misses at Moody's first offering. That one left up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Kyle. That left low and outside. 2 balls and a strike now to Kyle Antonelli. Highlanders, big week this week. 15-0 victory against Chelsea yesterday as that bends across the plate for called strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Kyle. Big game today against Medford, followed by a huge game against Malden tomorrow, the 2 GBL leaders. That's blooped into center field. Sanchez ranges back into the grass and makes the play. That will bring up Caleb Seeley, first baseman for the Highlanders.
First baseman, number 24, Caleb Seeley.
Seeley, a sophomore. Inverse teams here. Highlanders, very, very young team. Sophomores, freshmen around the lineup. Medford, many seniors and juniors on this team. Moody on the mound, he is a junior. That fastball is inside, evening the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, now to Caleb Seeley. Swing and a miss by Seeley. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count. And Seeley will go down swinging. First strikeout of the game for Moody, and that'll bring up Pete Coutreau.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 13, Peter.
2 away here, bottom half of the second inning. Highlanders down by 2. Coutreau looking to extend this inning. Fastball stays up high from Moody for ball 1. Moody had a complete game victory against Malden last week, handing Malden their first victory, basically tying Malden for the GBL lead with that win, as Medford and Malden both with only 1 loss in GBL play so far this season. Count evens, 1 ball, 1 strike to Coutreau. So that's in there, called strike 2 to Pete. left up high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Kutro. Highlanders would like to get the number 9 hitter up, turn the lineup over, set up the 3rd inning, at least at the top of the lineup. As Kutro grounds that one up the middle, Marino charges in, fires it across, and he will get Kutro. So 1, 2, 3, the Highlanders go down in the bottom of the 2nd. They trail by 2. We move to the top half of the 3rd inning from Trum here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. Move to the top half of the 3rd inning. Mustangs leading the Highlanders 3-1. It is numbers 5, 6, and 7. Pucci, Burns, and Piccolo for the Mustangs coming up. Pucci walked and was out at home on a tremendous play by Preston Ardolino back in the 1st inning on a forced play with the bases loaded. As Griffin leaves that one inside for ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes to Rocco Pucci. Pucci, one of the tri-captains on this Medford team, along with Mike Piccolo and Justin Marino. There's that curveball in there for strike 1, 2 balls and a strike now to Rocco Pucci. If you're a Medford fan out there, you want to know more about the team, those 3 tri-captains did appear recently on the Beyond podcast, hosted by Anthony Petrellis. Anthony is tracking this Medford team throughout the season on his YouTube channel, the Beyond Podcast YouTube channel. If you want to check that out as well. Good, insightful interview with these 3 tri-captains of this Medford squad. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Pucci. As Griffin will wind and deliver. Strike 3, swinging. As Pucci goes down by virtue of the K, that'll bring up Jaden Burns.
Number 3, Jaden Burns.
Burns, the lefty. Curveball out of play for strike 1. 1 away here, top half of the 3rd inning. 3-1 the Medford lead. As they jumped out to a 3-0 lead in the top half of the 1st inning. Hugh Spear, the young freshman, got the start. Gave up those 3 runs. Tommy Griffin has come on in relief. The junior's done an excellent job so far since he came on. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count. As that is a wild spinning ball fielded wonderfully by Ardolino as he fires it across the diamond. He's able to get Burns. Preston playing very strongly defensively today. That'll bring up Mike Piccolo. So he was left stranded back in the 1st inning. Up high to Piccolo, ball 1. Curveball there from Griffin. Piccolo out ahead of it, able to slow the bat down just enough to get the contact into the screen. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away here. Top half of the 3rd inning. Tommy Griffin doing an excellent job in relief here. Got that one down into the dirt. 2 balls and a strike to Piccolo. Griffin just outside with that offering. Ross tried to frame it up. Runs the count, 3 balls and a strike. Inside with that one, and that'll be the first walk issued by Tommy today. So Piccolo will take first. I'll bring up Alex Gazzola.
Alex Gazzola.
Gazzola hit the sharp grounder to short back in the first with the bases loaded. Preston Ardolino was able to get the runner out. Rocco Pucci at home with the force. Tremendous play on the short hop. So the runner is away, hit and run as Gazzola puts that one back into the screen. Piccolo will have to come back to first. Two outs here in the top half of the third inning. 2-run game as the Mustangs lead it 3-1. Outside by Tommy, 1 ball, 1 strike now to Gazzola. As I mentioned, Griffin pitched yesterday against Chelsea, did an excellent job. Looks the runner back. Now the runner is away. As he is in safely at second with the stolen base, Piccolo into scoring position for the Mustangs. Pitch is a ball from Griffin. 2 balls and a strike now to Gazzola. Or 3 balls, I should say, and a strike as the Piccolo stolen base was a ball as well, and that will be the second walk issued by Griffin. And Mustangs bottom third of the order threatening here. So you have runners on first and second. That will bring up Matteo Giambusso. As Giambusso lined it into the middle of the field, going down, sliding on his knees was Fusco to end the first inning and nullify that threat.
Matteo Giambusso.
Griffin will check the runner at second. Swing and a miss by Giambusso. 2 away here, top half of the third inning. Highlanders looking to get through this inning without any damage. They'll have numbers 9, 1, and 2 coming up in the bottom half of the inning. As the runners are away, and Ross's throw well over third base as Graham lost the handle on that one. And coming around to score is going to be Piccolo on the wild throw to third by Ross. So a 4-1 lead now here for the Mustangs as the active runners making things happen, getting the run across. 1-1 offering to Giambusso, swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Giambusso. So the Highlanders, more work to do as they now trail by 3 here in the third. As Griffin checks Gazzola at second. Giambusso lays off the high cheese. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count. That one left up high. Runs the count full to Giambusso. Don't want to lose the number 9 hitter. Turn the lineup over as Crowan waits on deck. He's 1 for 1 on the day. Outside, ball 4. So Griffin had been pitching really well, now walking 3 straight batters. Run has come across the score as well with 2 outs here in the third inning, and the lineup will turn over as Dave Crowan will come to the plate, batting. One for 1 today, walked and scored in the first. singled in the second. That pitch left up high by Griffin. Ball one. Problem for head coach Matt O'Donnell now that Hugh Spear, the young freshman, only went 1/3 of an inning, is how to piece together the remainder of this game on the mound. Colin Bourne will be starting tomorrow against Malden. As that's down the left field line, it's going to drop in fair. As Spear will throw it back in, but not until 2 runs come across, or 1 run comes across, I'm sorry. As standing at third is Giambuso. Crowan gets his second hit of the game. He's in at second, and that'll bring up John Wright. As O'Donnell will come to the mound, he's going to pull Griffin. See who's going to come out onto the mound now, as we're going to have some musical chairs out onto the field. We're going to take a break. We're going to see what they come out with, who will be on the mound. We will be back in just a moment here on Somerville Ed TV. All right, Seeley.
Now pitching for the Highlanders, number 24, Caleb Seeley.
2, 3. That's 1 inning. 2 1/3. 2 innings there, 2 outs there. Yeah. Where did Tommy come in? I don't know. He's responsible for the runners on. All right. What have we done to the field? All right. Who's at third? It's Tommy at third.
Number 10?
Yep.
Now batting for the Mustangs.
Back at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. Pitching change has been effectuated by the Highlanders as first baseman Caleb Seeley now on the mound in relief of Tommy Griffin. Griffin responsible for the 2 runners on at second and third, as Seeley will go up against John Wright to start things off. His first pitch is in there for a called strike to Wright. Highlanders on their 3rd pitcher now, as Spear started the game, got only 1/3 of an inning. Tommy Griffin came on in relief, got 2 1/3. As this is fouled back into the screen by Wright. And now Seeley is on, looking to close out this 3rd inning. Minimize the damage as the Highlanders trail 5-0, or 5-1, I should say. 2 runs across here, runners on second and third. 2 away as Mateo Giambuso stands at third. David Crohan at second. Seeley's pitch to Wright. Ground ball. Artolino charging in, fires it across just a step too late as Wright is able to leg it out. And the run will come across to score from third. That will make it a 6-1 Medford lead. So now runners stand at the corners. Travers Moody comes to the plate. Moody 0 for 1 on the day. Flew out to right field in the second. Walked and was out on a fielder's choice in the first. That one fouled back into the screen. Highlanders now trailing 6-1 here in the top of the third. Medford threat remains with 2 away as they have runners on the corners. That one left up high from Seeley. Evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike to Moody. Outside there from Seeley. 2 balls and a strike. Runners away from first. Moody swinging on that one. Fouls it back into the screen. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Travers Moody. Caleb Seeley, third pitcher for the Highlanders today. That pitch outside. Ball 3, runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now to Travers Moody. Runner is away from first. Moody fouls that one back. So Wright will head back to first, and we will reload the payoff pitch. Moody staying alive. Fouls that one back. Payoff pitch to Moody, stays up high, ball 4. Bases filled once again with Mustangs. That will bring up Justin Marino's. Marino's been up twice now with the bases juiced up with Mustangs. Back in the first, he grounded into a fielder's choice to shortstop. Getting an RBI, and then came around to score. He lined out to shortstop his last at bat. So that pitch left up high by Caleb Seeley. 1 ball, no strikes, now the count. That one left outside by Seeley. 2 balls, no strikes, now the count to Marino. Highlanders struggling with their control on the mound today. 7 walks as a staff today, along with a hit batsman. As Marino goes down, fires that one out into center field, and ranging in to make the play is Lucas Oliver, and that will do it for the Mustangs here in the 3rd inning, but they get 3 more across. They lead by 5. Highlanders got work to do in the bottom half of the inning here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders trailing the Mustangs 6-1 as we move to the bottom half of the 3rd inning. It's numbers 9, 1, and 2 coming up for the Highlanders. Hugh Spear followed by Sean Fusco and Preston Ardolina. Hugh Spear was the starting pitcher today for the Highlanders. Only went a 1/3 of an inning, gave up 3 runs, walked 3, hit a batsman as well as he swings and misses at Moody's first offering. That's a line shot down the right field line, but it's going to be foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to you, Spear. Travers Moody on the mound for the Mustangs. And Spear can't hold up on the high cheese. Strike 3. That's the second strikeout of the day for Moody. Highlanders will turn the lineup over. Sean Fusco will come to the plate. Fusco 0 for 1 on the day. As he popped out to shortstop back in the first inning. That pitch left outside by Moody. Ball 1. Pitch is left up high to Fusco. 2-0 now the count. Fusco started the season in the leadoff spot, was dropped down in the lineup, struggled with the bat early, has turned it around here recently. That one catches the inside for strike 1. 2 balls and a strike now to Fusco. Fusco also playing strong defensive second base. As that catches the inside corner, Fusco thought it was off the plate. 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Sean. 1 away here, bottom half of the third. Highlanders trailing by 5. Need to get something going this inning as Fusco out ahead of that curveball. Just able to slow the bat head down enough to make the contact. Stays alive, 2-2 the count. Fusco, a sophomore. Another one of those young players on this Highlander squad. As he runs the count full. Watches ball 3. 3 balls, 2 strikes now the count to the Highlander leadoff man. Payoff pitch from Moody. Catches the corner. Called strike 3. As Fusco frozen pizza on that one. That'll bring up Preston Ardolino. As Ardolino singled back in the first, came around to score on the Graham Ross single, scoring the Highlanders' lone run today. That one's inside to Ardolino, ball 1. Ardolino has played tremendously so far this season, has played a tremendous shortstop today specifically. As this is a line shot right field, that's going to bend foul. Wild strike there for Preston. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count. Ardolino having a big season for the Highlanders. Excellent work on the mound, as well as with the bat. Had a towering home run at Lynn English in the Highlanders' other victory this season. So that's grounded to second base. Sanchez up with it, fires it over, and that will do it for Ardolino and the Highlanders here in the third. As they go down 1, 2, 3, trailing by 5. We move to the top half of the 4th inning here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trump Field here on Somerville Ed TV as we move to the top half of the 4th inning. Highlanders trailing the Mustangs 6-1. As it will be numbers 5, 6, and 7, Pucci, Burns, and Piccolo for the Mustangs facing off against the Highlanders' third pitcher today, Caleb Seeley. As Seeley came on in the third to get the last out of that third inning. Curveball from Seeley grounded towards third. Griffin makes the play, fires it across, but Bourne unable to get it as he couldn't dig it out of the dirt.
Now batting the third base.
Tough throw there.
Number 3, Jaden Burns.
And Pucci advances to second on that errant throw. That will bring up Jaden Burns. Burns, 1 for 2 on the day. As as Medford has the leadoff man on again. Good pitch from Seeley there, in for a called strike. No balls and a strike now to the lefty Jaden Burns. Hot shot back up the middle. Ardolino charging in, fires it across. 6-3 put out will get Burns, but Pucci moves to third.
Center fielder, number 2, Mike Piccolo.
One away here, top of the fourth. Mike Piccolo coming to the plate. Piccolo walked his last at-bat, came around to score. Last inning in the third. As Medford now has a runner at third, that's Rocco Pucci. Looking to add to their 5-run lead here in the fourth. That pitch up high and inside over Piccolo's head. Ball 1, 1 ball, no strikes, now the count. Seeley, third pitcher of the day for the Highlanders. Now the infield in on the grass, trying to prevent the extension of this lead. As Ardolino looks the runner back at third, fires it to first. That will be the second out of the inning. Brings up Alex Gazzola.
Now batting, right fielder, number 16, Alex Gazzola.
As Gazzola walked and came around to score in the third. Medford got the leadoff man on. He stands at third. 2 ground outs to Preston Ardolino at short. And the Highlanders have 2 away here. As Gazzola able to hold up that time. Ball 1 as that was outside from Seeley. 1 ball, no strikes, now the count. Curveball tipped back into the mid of Graham Ross, evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. That one catches the outside, called strike 2, 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count to Gazzola. So Highlanders look to leave the leadoff man stranded at third. Seeley 1 strike away from doing that. Fastball swung on and missed, and that will do it for the Mustangs as the threat is nullified in the fourth. Highlanders still trailing by 5 as we move to the bottom half of the fourth inning here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders trailing the Mustangs 6-1. As we move to the bottom half of the fourth inning, it's the heart of the Highlander lineup. Numbers 3, 4, and 5. Colin Bourne, Graham Ross, and Tommy Griffin. Highlanders down by 5, need to make some noise here in the fourth. They want to come back against Mustang ace Travers Moody, who has pitched very, very efficiently, only at about 40 pitches right now through 3 innings of work. As his first offering to Colin Bourne, inside ball 1. Bourne 0 for 1. He grounded out to shortstop back in the first inning. That one fouled back by Bourne. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to Colin. Colin will be the starter tomorrow against Malden. Another very important GBL game for the Highlanders, as Medford and Malden lead the GBL with 1 loss apiece. That one left up high, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike now to Bourne. Two 2-1 offering from Moody, catches the outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Bourne. Highlanders would dearly love to get the leadoff man on. As Bourne watches ball 3, count runs full. Payoff pitch to Bourne. High cheese fouled back into the screen. Count remains 3-2. Full count offering. Ground ball, left-hand side, fielded by the third baseman, fired across by Burns, bounces off the glove of John Wright, and safe is going to be Colin Bourne at first. That'll bring up Graham Ross. Ross, 1 for 1 on the day with an RBI. The lone Highlander RBI as he singled back in the first inning, bringing home Preston Ardolino. Highlanders, for the first time today, have their leadoff man on base as Bourne leads away from first. That catches the outside from Moody. No balls and a strike now to Graham Ross. Ross, the lone senior on this Highlander team. Extremely young team the Highlanders have. Takes a little bit off of that one. Ross out ahead of it. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Graham. Tommy Griffin waits on deck, followed by Kyle Antonelli. So the Highlanders look to chip into this 5-run lead of the Mustangs. Bourne leads away from first. Moody fires over, Bourne back easily. Ross now down 0-2. Fastball left up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Now the count to Graham Ross. Highlanders love to be active on the base paths. Travers Moody knows that for the Mustangs. He's keeping the runner close. Bourne is away. Pitch is a ball. Bourne slides. Marino applies the tag, and he's caught stealing. Pitch was a ball to Ross. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the base is empty as Bourne caught stealing. Good arm there from Crohan. And Ross swings and misses. Crohan applies the tag to complete the strikeout, and that'll bring up Tommy Griffin. 2 away now for the Highlanders.
Now batting, third baseman, number 10, Tommy Griffin.
Griffin lined out to right field back in the first inning. Made good contact with it. But Gazzola was able to track it down as that first pitch inside for called strike 1. Fastball in there for called strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Now the count to Griffin. Griffin came in relief of the starter Hugh Spear as he chops that one right out in front of home plate. Fielded cleanly. Nice job off the mound by Travers Moody as he fires it down to first, and that will do it for the Highlanders here in the bottom of the 4th. Still trailing by 5. We move to the 5th inning here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV, top half of the 5th inning. Mustangs numbers 9, 1, and 2 coming to the plate. Giambuso, Crohan, and Wright as they will face off against Caleb Seeley on the mound for the Highlanders. Caleb, third pitcher on the mound, as he has gone 1 1/3 since coming in the 3rd inning. Giambuso pops this one up on the infield. Fusco settles underneath it and makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 out. Top of the lineup coming up for the Mustangs as Crohan will come up. Crohan having an excellent game.
Now batting catcher, number 13, Dave Crohan.
2 for 2 on the day. Walked and scored back in the first. Singled in the second. Doubled in an RBI back in the 3rd inning. And also, from the catcher's position, caught Colin Bourne stealing here in the top or bottom half of the fourth. First offering from Seeley up high, ball one, 1 ball, no strikes, now the count. Medford, 1 goal this season for this veteran Medford squad was getting into the playoffs, as that's called strike 1 to Crowhound. 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count. They are well on their way to that 5-4 record as they are reaching the midway point of their season, looking for their 6th victory. Timeout taken by Crowhound. Highlanders, after 3 straight years in the playoffs, struggling this year with that 2-6 record. And Seeley's curveball left outside for ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike, now the count to Crowhound. Seeley left that one high and outside. Ball 3, 3 balls and a strike. A short outing by the freshman Hugh Spear really has set the Highlanders up to have a bullpen game here. As Tommy Griffin came in to give them 2 1/3. Seeley has given them 1 2/3 so far. So that one fouled back into the screen. Count runs full. Payoff pitch from Seeley. Ground ball first base. Bourne will take it himself. 2 away here, top half of the 5th inning. That'll bring up John Wright.
Number 15, John Wright.
Wright 1 for 2 on the day, singled back in the 3rd inning with an RBI. Was hit by a pitch, came around to score a run back in the 1st inning. Two away as he steps in. It's a ground ball, 3rd base as Griffin ranging over towards the line. It goes foul. Highlanders looking for their first 1-2-3 inning defensively. Medford 6 runs, got 3 in the 1st, got 3 in the 3rd. So that pitch outside. Ball 1, 1 ball, 1 strike, now the count to Wright. Seeley came in to pitch in the 3rd inning. Got them out of the 3rd inning as that's a high fly ball out into left field. Coming in to make the play is going to be O'Brien, as Donovan O'Brien was snuck into left field without me knowing about it, but there he was making that play. That will do it for the Mustangs as they go 1-2-3 here in the 5th. Highlanders down by 5 as we move to the bottom half of the 5th inning here at Trum on Somerville EdTV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville EdTV. So Highlanders come to bat with work to do here in the 5th inning. Trailing by 5, it's Kyle Antonelli, Caleb Seeley, and Pete Coutreau coming to the plate for the Highlanders. Numbers 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup as they face off against Travers Moody, the ace for the Medford staff. Highlanders scratched one across in the 1st, have not been able to get to Moody since then. It's the first offering from Moody. It's up high for ball 1 to Antonelli. Antonelli popped out to second base back in the 2nd inning. It's that pitch down low, ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Antonelli. Highlanders got the leadoff runner on for the first time in the 4th inning. That was Colin Bourne, but Cullen was caught stealing second. Antonelli swings and misses. at strike one. That one fouled back into the screen. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes now the count. As you note, some musicality at Trum Field today. DJ Antonelli back there behind the plate on the music system. DJ Ant, as I like to call him. Called strike 3 to Kyle, as that will be the 5th strikeout of the game for Travers Moody. That'll bring up Caleb Seeley. Seeley started the game at first base, came on to pitch for the Highlanders in the 3rd, as he's gone 2 1/3 on the mound. Swing and a miss at the pitch in the dirt for strike 1. 0-1 offering to Seeley in there for called strike 2. Nice heater there from Moody, as he came into this inning with 55 pitches thrown so far today. Fouled back into the screen. Count remains 0-2. Very efficient on the mound has been Travers Moody. Only run to a full count on 2 different Highlanders batters. So that one's left up high, way high, over Crohan into the screen. Makes the count 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Seeley. Seeley struck out back in the 2nd inning. Just barely was able to tip that curveball. Slowed that bat head down just slightly. Was able to get the foul tip and stay alive. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. That one's down in the dirt. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Caleb Seeley. Two offering. Stays outside. Ball 3. 3rd full count of the game for Mr. Moody. And the curveball in there for called strike 3. 2 backwards Ks here in the 5th inning, and he'll bring up Pete Coutreau, right fielder for the Highlanders. Make sure that is Coutreau. I think we may have a pinch hitter coming in. Donovan O'Brien is going to hit. One of those freshmen on this team. As O'Brien steps in, he moved into left field in the top half of this inning. Watches ball 1. Swung on and missed. Curveball in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. Now the count to O'Brien. As O'Brien, along with Hugh Spear and Caden Martell and Van Easter, the 4 freshmen getting playing time with the varsity team this year. O'Brien out ahead of that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the count, as Medford looks to send the Highlanders down 1-2-3 for the 4th straight inning. Moody's 2-2 offering, stays outside. Ball 3, 3 balls, 2 strikes now to O'Brien. Fouled off. First base side towards the dugout. Count stays full. And O'Brien holds up at the curveball and will take the walk as he heads down to first.
Now batting, number 4.
That will bring up Caden Martell as he will pinch hit. And Martell, as I noted, one of those 4 freshmen, getting serious playing time this year for the Highlanders. As O'Brien back, Moody, very active, throwing over to first base, knows the Highlanders like to run. O'Brien with a decent lead from first. As that pitch up high goes back to the screen, gets away from the catcher Crohan. And O'Brien will take second on the wild pitch. Highlanders have a runner in scoring position, trailing by 5. Got to do what they can here in the bottom of the 5th with 2 away. Young freshman Caden Martell at the plate. Donovan O'Brien, another freshman, on the base paths as that pitch outside to Martell. Ball 2, 2 balls, no strikes now. As Moody, his highest pitch count this inning, as the control may be wavering a bit. 3 straight balls to Martell, the number 9 hitter. Fusco waits on deck, so Highlanders look to turn the order over. And they will, as Moody issues 2 straight walks, his first 2 walks of the game.
Second baseman, number 5.
And we might have a pitching change here as Coach Oz heading out to the mound. 25 pitches this inning for Moody. They're going to leave him on the mound after the visit, as that gets him up to 80 pitches currently. Highlanders runners on first and second. They've turned the lineup over as Moody has walked the numbers 8 and 9 hitters with 2 outs. Fusco steps in from the left-hand side. 0 for 2 on the day is Sean. He's due. That's a chopper. Right-hand side of the infield. Sanchez driving in, underhands it to first, and that will do it on the 4-3 putout. Highlander threat is nullified as we will move to the top half of the 6th inning. Highlanders down by 5 here at Trum on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV, top half of the 6th inning. Medford leads the Highlanders 6-1. It's numbers 3, 4, and 5, Moody, Marino, and Pucci for the Mustangs, facing off against Caleb Seeley. Seeley's first offering to Moody. Ground ball, shortstop Ardolino charging in, fires it across. We are watching some great defense today from Preston Ardolino as he ranged to his right. One smooth motion and fired it across for the out. That'll bring up Justin Marino with 1 away. Seeley came on back in the 3rd inning for the Highlanders. Got the last 2 outs, or got the last out, I should say, of the 3rd, as that's grounded to Ardolino. He ranges back this time, uses that cannon of his from deep in the shortstop hole for the out, as Marino's speed was nullified by the arm of Ardolino. That'll bring up Rocco Pucci. That's 2 away now in the 6th inning. Pucci walked and was out on a beautiful play at home by Preston Ardolino back in the 1st inning to prevent an additional run from scoring. Struck out back in the 3rd and reached on an error in the 4th, but was left stranded at 3rd. As that is popped, 3rd base side, Griffin will range over, make the play and foul ground, and that'll do it. 1, 2, 3 go the Mustangs in the 6th. Highlanders trail by 5 as we move to the bottom half of the 6th inning here on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field on Somerville Ed TV. Highlanders trailing the Mustangs 6-1 as we move to the bottom half of the 6th inning. Preston Ardolino will step in. He leads off for the Highlanders, followed by Colin Bourne and Graham Ross. 2, 3, and 4 for the Highlanders coming up here in the 6th. So they've got work to do. Preston is 1 for 2 on the day, grounded out to second, singled and scored back in the first, as that has been the only run they've been able to get against Travers Moody. As this is a ground ball up the middle, Marino ranging over behind second base, and he fires it over and is able to get Ardolino. Top half of this inning, Ardolino ranged over to get Marino on a beautiful play, and now Marino does it right back to Ardolino. Tremendous shortstop play that we are seeing here today at Trump. It's going to bring up Colin Bourne. Bourne 0 for 2 on the day, grounded out to Marino at short and then reached on an error. Was caught stealing when he reached on that error. That's a pop-up. Sanchez, he'll easily take care of it. And 2 pitches, 2 outs. As Moody came into this inning with 81 pitches, he's now at 83 and he's got 2 outs in the inning. That'll bring up Graham Ross. Ross 1 for 2 on the day. He struck out in the fourth. He had an RBI single back in the first. And that's off the handle towards first base. Charging in and making the play is John Wright. And that will do it for the Highlanders. 3 pitches, 3 outs in the bottom of the 6th. We'll move to the top half of the 7th inning. Medford leading this one 6-1 on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV. Jaden Burns will come to the plate for the Mustangs here in the 7th. As they lead 6-1. Caleb Seeley still on the mound for the Highlanders. Burns followed by Piccolo and Gazzola. His first offering from Seeley is a ball on the inside to Burns. Burns 1 for 3 on the day, grounded out twice to Preston Ardolino at short, as Ardolino is putting on a defensive clinic. On the other side of it, though, Marino is as well at the shortstop position for Malden. As that was popped out of play behind home plate, evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike to Burns. Highlanders again struggling at the plate in this game, as they have throughout the season. Caleb Seeley has come on. He's the 3rd pitcher of the day. He has done a tremendous job as he's gone 2 1/3, or 3 1/3, I should say. So that's in there for a called strike for Seeley. 1 ball, 2 strikes, now the count. Seeley came in relief of Tommy Griffin, who relieved the starter Hugh Spear. Spear and Griffin both allowing 3 runs. That's how Medford got to their 6-run total. So that one fouled into the screen by Burns. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes. Medford looking to make the playoffs for the first time in quite a while. This is a group of players. These juniors and seniors have been playing together. Some of them played varsity back when they were freshmen. Their goal is to get to the playoffs. This could be their 6th victory in their 10th game of the season. Of course, 10 wins will get you into the playoffs. Highlanders have been there 3 years running, as that's outside, ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, now the count to Burns. After losing 8 players in the offseason, though, a very young Highlander team looking down the barrel of a 2-7 record in their first 9 games, with the GBL leading Malden Golden Tornadoes coming in tomorrow to face off against the Highlanders in their 10th game of the season. Two offering to Burns, down in the dirt, runs the count full now. Payoff pitch to Burns, lined into center field, coming in just in front of him. Lucas Oliver unable to get to that ball as it drops right down in front of him. A little bloop single right there for Burns. Medford again with the leadoff man on. First time that's happened since the 4th inning. That'll bring up Mike Piccolo. Piccolo 1 for 2 on the day. Grounded out to short. was left stranded back in the first inning. He walked in the third and scored a base. Seeley fires over to first, back easily as Burns. Nobody out here, top half of the seventh inning. Medford looking to add to their 6-1 lead. It's Burns' big lead at first base. Piccolo tries to bunt that one, stabbed at it. That will be a strike. No balls, one strike now. The count to Mike Piccolo. Runner is away from first. Piccolo tries to bunt the high cheese, bunts it foul. No balls, two strikes. Tough ball to bunt there, as that was up around the head, eye level for Piccolo. So now with the 0-2 count, will the bunt remain on? You've got to think they'll take the bunt off, as Burns leads away from first. Swing and a miss by Piccolo. Throw down towards second as Burns, a little delayed steal there. He will get second base. Fusco trying to dive to get to him, wasn't quite able to, but the strikeout to Piccolo, that's one away. Runner will stand at second. That'll bring up Alex Gazzola. Gazzola struck out last time he faced Seeley. One away here, top half of the seventh. Seeley with the pitch. Gazzola takes it up high, ball one.
Get a good lead, Katie. 1-0.
Seeley checks the runner. Burns will dive back. Highlanders looking down the barrel of their seventh loss of the season, with Malden, the GBL leading Golden Tornadoes, at 7-1 in the GBL, coming in tomorrow to play here at Trum, as that's left up high for ball two. Highlanders will have their ace on the mound, number 22, Colin Bourne, as he will be on the mound for the Highlanders against Malden. Loss today to Medford will turn that into a must-win situation, as the Highlanders lost by 1 run to Malden earlier this year at Malden. That catches the corner, strike one. 2 balls and a strike. Now the count to Gazzola. Caleb Seeley has come on and has done an excellent job in relief for the Highlanders, as that pitch gets away from Graham Ross, goes back to the screen. Burns will take third, I should say, on the wild pitch. So with 1 away here in the top of the seventh, Medford looking to add to their 5-run lead. Seeley kicks, delivers, that's left up high, ball 4. Seeley looks like he might be laboring a bit out there.
Now batting, pinch hitter, number 6, Miranda.
Seeley now up to 52 pitches. So we have a pinch hitter in. Mike Miranda will come in to pinch hit for Mateo Giambusa. Miranda steps in with Mustangs on the corners. Gazzola walked, he's at first. Burns singled, he is at third. 1 away here, top half of the seventh. So Mustangs look to add to their 5-run lead. Runner is away from first. No throw, as the runner at third was ready to go. So Gazzola will take the stolen base. Pitch was a called strike to Miranda. The Highlander defense, the infield will come in. So they don't want to fall any further behind. That's a line shot, foul down the first base line by Miranda. Runs the count, no balls, 2 strikes. Two runners in scoring position here for the Mustangs. And Miranda swings and misses at the high heat. And that will do it for him. Second out of the inning for the Highlanders. That'll turn the lineup over. David Crohan will come up. As Crohan, 2 for 3 on the day. He walked and scored back in the first. He singled in the second, doubled with an RBI in the third. So the Medford catcher, Dave Crohan, has been excellent today, both with the bat as well as behind the plate defensively. It's a fly ball, left field, just into the cutout actually. It's going to be caught by Ardolino as he was just into the outfield grass on that pop-up, and that will do it for the Mustangs as their threat is nullified in the 7th. We go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Highlanders, lots of work to do, trailing by 5. 3 outs remaining here from Trum on Somerville Ed TV. Back at Trum Field here on Somerville Ed TV. We move to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Highlanders got a lot of work to do. They trail by 5. As it will be numbers 5, 6, and 7. Tommy Griffin, Kyle Antonelli, and Caleb Seeley looking to keep the Highlanders alive, get them back into this game. As Travers Moody on the mound looking to go complete here. First offering to Griffin, ball outside. Moody up to 84 pitches now in the game. Struggled a little with his control back in the 5th. Walked 2 batters. Those are the only walks he's issued today as he goes even 1-1 to Tommy Griffin now. He has had a very efficient outing. Looking for his second complete game of the season as he went complete against Malden, handing them their first loss last week. 2-1 now the count to Griffin. It's Griffin looking to get on base, get something going for the Highlanders here. So they've had a tough run of it against Travers Moody on the mound. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Griffin. Griffin came on to pitch in the first inning for the Highlanders. So that's a hot shot, left-hand side. Nice job stopping it as Burns was able to stop it but could not control it. And Griffin on first with the leadoff single, just what the Highlanders needed. Got to have guys on base to score 5 runs. That's the first step to doing it as Tommy stands at first. That'll bring up Antonelli as Kyle Antonelli settles in. He's 0 for 2 on the day, struck out back in the 5th, popped out to second in the 2nd. As Moody, that quick move over to first. Griffin's able to get back in under the tag. Highlanders trailing by 5 here in the bottom of the 7th. Griffin with the lead-off single, just what the Highlanders needed, and Antonelli looks at ball 1. Pitch stays inside with the heater. 2 balls, no strikes. Now the count to Antonelli. Swing and a miss there by Kyle. 2 balls, 1 strike. Runner at first is Tommy Griffin. Highlanders down by 5. Got to get more of those base runners. So that pitch outside. Crohan fires it down to first behind Griffin. He's back in time. Count is 3 balls and a strike. as Moody zeroing in on 100 pitches in this game. 3-1 offering to Antonelli, catches the outside corner, strike 2. Count goes full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Highlanders down by 5. Antonelli trying to work his way onto base. Swing and a miss at the high cheese. 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. That'll bring up Caleb Seeley. Caleb has struck out twice today.
Pitcher, number 24, Caleb.
Swinging in the 2nd, looking in the 5th. Caleb has come on to pitch for the Highlanders, has done a tremendous job since he came on to pitch back in the 3rd. As he's gone 4 1/3, scoreless here, keeping the Highlanders with this 5-run deficit. Swings and misses at the first offering, though, from Moody. That one in the dirt, evens it up, 1 ball, 1 strike now. Runner at first is Tommy Griffin. Kyle Seeley at the plate. Seeley batting from the left-hand side. Griffin away with a pitch. Seeley out ahead of the curveball. Throw is down. Slides out of the glove of Marino, so Griffin in with the stolen base. Highlanders have a runner in scoring position now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count to Seeley, though. 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th. Highlanders need runs. Sets up the middle, Marino. He'll field it, fire it across, and that's the 2nd out of the inning. So we've seen some tremendous shortstop play. That was very routine play that we saw from Justin Marino there, but both Preston Ardolino and Justin Marino have shown tremendous work at the shortstop position today defensively for both teams. Donovan O'Brien will come to the plate. O'Brien, one of the freshmen, one of the 4 freshmen on the roster for the Highlanders, watches ball 1 go across. He's walked back in the 5th inning as Griffin coming in on the wild pitch, and he's going to be out, and that will do it as the Highlanders, unable to put any more across after the 1 run in the 1st inning. The Mustangs 3 runs in the 1st, 3 runs in the 3rd. That's all they needed as they take this one by the score of 6-1. That will move the Mustangs record to 6-4 overall. 4 wins away from the playoffs are the Mustangs. 6-1 in the GBL as they maintain their tie at the top of the GBL against the Golden Tornadoes. Highlanders dropping to 2-7 overall, 2-5 in the GBL as the loss goes to Hugh Spear, the win to Travers Moody, I should say. As that's going to do it for us today from Trum Field. Thank you once again so much for watching at home, mashing those buttons, getting us to 3,000. Really, really appreciate it. Let's keep pushing on, looking for 3,500 in the fall. That will do it for us from Trum Field. Thank you for watching at home. Thank you, Bill Trudell on camera, Joe Constantine on direction. I am Todd Harmon, and you have been watching Somerville Highlander Baseball on Somerville Ed TV.